Hello everyone, my name is Rachiza Mfutumukiza. So I'm here as the first speaker of group number 8. So we are going to discuss about some different contents in climatology. So this is my group members, another my colleagues. So this is the different contents we're going to discuss. So the first one is climate and disasters. So we are going to see what is the climatic change and what is disasters, what is the causes of climate change, and the effect and how those factors contributing to climatic change and factors contribute of climate change and how we measure the climate change and about disasters. I'm going to see what is disaster, causes of a disaster, effect disaster, how we measure those, overcame disaster, disaster mitigation, about what is disaster mitigation, migration, what are the causes of disaster migration, effect of disaster migration, and how we measure those disaster migration. So let us start with the climate change. When we say climate change is the significance and the lasting change in the Earth climate pattern over a period of time. So, in a few words, climate change is a change weather condition for a long period of time. So, about causes of climate change, the first one you have burning fossil fuels. When you're burning of coal, oil, and natural gases, it may be release carbon dioxide into atmosphere and trap the sun heat and leads to global warming. When you're burning some fossil fuel, such as those oil, coal, and the natural gases, it may be release carbon dioxide into atmosphere, and those carbon dioxide may be cover the sun or maybe trap heat into Earth surface. When they increase this, when the heat or temperature increase on the Earth surface, this is what we call global warming. The second one is deforestation. Deforestation, it is cutting down more trees at the given surface or an area. So when you're cutting those trees, it may be lost the ability to absorb those carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and this is maybe cause the climate change. The third one is agriculture. Agricultural activities like livestock farming maybe release methane and other harmful greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change. We know that when we layering those livestock farming, some cow dungs maybe release methane gas. When those methane gas release into atmosphere, maybe contribute the greenhouse effect. Those maybe contribute the climate change. So let us continue for the effects of climate change. The first one is temperature releasing. Due to the global warming, the temperature may be released into the Earth's surface. So This is led to more heat waves, longer and more intensive heat waves, and melting ice in the Arctic and Antarctic and other areas. The second one is extreme weather condition. Climatic change is causing more extreme weather condition, including more intensive hurricanes, floods, drought, and wild house. The third one is sea level rising. Due to high temperature, the ice in those sea level may be start to be melting, and when those ice be melt, it may be lead to increasing the high level of water into the sea. This is maybe cause some difference effect like flood, uh, erosion at different areas. So the fourth one is ecosystem and biodiversity loss. Climatic change is leading to the loss of biodiversity and ecosystems as changing temperatures and weather patterns disrupt and animal plant habits. When temperature change at over long time, this may be a cause to loss of our biodiversities and our ecosystem. The last one is the effects on the human health. Climate change can cause affect human health by increasing the speed of disease, causing malnutrition, and exacerbating respiration problems due to the air pollution. Due to those air pollution caused by climate change, it can cause the problem in respiration and malnutrition to the human health. Thank you so much. Let me invite another my colleagues to continue to another factors contribution of the climate change. Thank you so much. My name is Thank you. I love you so much.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Patient Sinizige from 8. So now we are going to talk about climate and disasters. So we'll continue where my colleagues have stopped on factors contributing to climate change. Climate change is caused by a variety of human activities, including the burning of fossil fuels. This is when there is burning activities, especially in forests where they burn woods in order to make charcoal. When they are burning those fossil fuels, they can make smokes which can affect the sky. The second is deforestation. Cutting down trees without replacing it can lead to the drought or heavy rainfall which can cause soil erosion. The third one is agricultural practice. Agricultural practices, for example, clearing grasses in order to get a place for cultivations, or the mulching also can cause soil erosion which can affect the sky in the future. Another one is industrial process. Industrial process, for example, those smokes coming from industries or those waste coming from industries which go into water also can cause the climate change weather because those smokes can affect the sky. So let me continue to the measures to overcome climate change. To overcome climate change, comprehensive approach is needed, encompassing actions at all levels. This includes transitioning to renewable energy sources. Another one is enhancing energy efficiency, protecting and restoring ecosystems. So we must have to protect our ecosystems, for example, by planting more trees, replacing trees after cutting down the old ones, adopting sustainable agriculture practices when making agricultural practices. Also, we have to care about our forests uh, because our ecosystems are more important. Another one is building resilience to climate impact through adaptation measures, promoting sustainable consumption patterns, and investing in research and innovation. So we must invest in research and innovation in order to help us to know the good place where we can cut down those trees and how to fight against those climate change. So let me talk about disasters. Well, disasters are sudden and catastrophic events that cause significant damage to the environment and infrastructure, often to loss of life and property. They can be caused by natural phenomena or human activities and require coordinated efforts from multiple agencies to respond adequately. So, let me talk about the few causes of disasters. Disasters can also caused by human activities or it can also be natural. I will explain it later. Let me first talk about types of disasters. The first type of disasters is natural disaster. Natural disasters are catastrophic events that occur due to natural causes, include hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanic eruption, landslides, and tsunami. Also, there are man-made disasters. Man-made disasters are the result of human activities and include natural accidents, chemical spills, oil spills, exploitation, and terrorist attack. Here, human activities like when they are testing bombs. Testing bombs, it can cause earthquake or destruction of properties like breaking down of bridges or demolishment of houses. Also, the third one is complex disasters. Complex disasters occur when combination of multiple factors such as conflicts, poverty, and climate change converge to create a humanitarian crisis. Examples of complex disasters include the Syrian refugees crisis and the Yemen conflict. So these disasters are likely to occur when there is two combination of crises occur at the same time. So let me talk about the cause of disasters. So there is different activities or natural causes that can cause disasters. So the first cause of disaster is natural cause. So natural cause have different categories of disasters. When talk about first is a geological event. Geological events like earthquake, volcanic eruption, tsunami, and landslides occur due to movements in the Earth's crust or volcanic activity. So these movements of Earth crust or volcanic activity can cause disasters like loss of life of people, destruction of properties. It can cause to the destruction of ecosystems. The second one is meteorological events. This is such as hurricanes, tornadoes, cyclones, and storms are caused by atmospheric disturbances such as different stress and pressure systems. Also, the hurricanes, tornadoes, cyclones likely to occur especially in oceans and seas. So this also when it occurs, it leads to the loss of life, destruction of properties, loss of our ecosystem. It can cause two different effects on the human lives also as long as the ecosystem. So let my colleague continue. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here by the name of Wanamwana Fabrice. I'm going to continue today cause of disasters. First of all, we understand the firstly ladies which talks about the cause of disasters. And I'm here to continue with a cause that's called hydrological event. For example, for hydrological event, the floods, avalanches, and mudslide results from excessive precipitation, rapid snow winds, which means it leads to the disasters. Another cause is biological events. For example, outbreaks of diseases, pest infections, and epidemics can lead to the disasters, particularly when public health systems are overwhelmed. That cause it can lead to the disasters. So let's continue. Another is the man-made causes. For example, we know the technological hazards. For example, industrial accident, chemical spills, nuclear accident, and the explosion occur due to human error, equipment failure, and inadequate safety measures. As you know, when you know the man-made causes, for example, as we understand today, technological hazards, we know the some industries can cause to the accident and then cause the disasters, explosion, and others. Another man-made causes, for example, we know the environmental degradation. As you know, we know the soil, we know the deforestation. Another is the soil erosion. Another is the habitat destruction, which leads to the disasters. So let's continue. Another is urbanization and land use. As you know, when we have the high population, can lead to the urbanization and to build more houses and to use more land is that caused to the disasters and increase the susceptibility to the disasters such as floods and landslides. Another is climate change. Human-induced climate change contributes to the intensification of certain types of disasters such as heat waves, drought, wildfire, and extreme weather events that cause to the disasters. And let's continue to the effect of disasters. As you know, when the disasters occur, it leads to the loss of life and injury. As you know, the disasters can cause to the human death. Disasters can result in significant loss of lives and injuries, both immediately during events and the injuries, both immediately during the event and the aftermath due to secondary hazard. As you know, when the disaster is occur, it can cause to the death of the people. Another effects of disasters is property damage and destruction. As you know, disasters can cause to the house broken down. A disaster often caused extensive damage to infrastructure, homes, business, and other properties. This leads to the displacement of populations, loss of livelihood, long-term economic consequences. Another effect is disaster events such as hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, landslides. That always leads to the loss of properties and others. Another is humanitarian crises. Armed conflicts, wars, ethnic violence, and political instability can create humanitarian emergencies that forces large number of people to flee their homes in search of safety. Displacement caused by conflict often result in refugee flow, internally displaced persons, and asylum seekers seeking protection and assistance. Another effect is environmental degradation. As you know, when the disasters is occur, it can cause environmental degradation. It may reach the destruction of property and that leads to the environmental degradation. Many disasters, particularly those caused by natural events such as hurricanes, floods, and wildfires, can lead to the environmental degradation. This includes damage of ecosystems, contamination of water and soil, and loss of biodiversity. Another is disruption of critical service. Disasters often disrupt essential services such as electricity, water supply, transportation, communication, networks, and healthcare facilities. This can impede rescue and relief efforts and exacerbate the impact of disaster on affected population. Let's call upon my colleague to continue with others.
Morning, I am Joseph Tumukiza. I'm going to present about the measures to overcome disasters. Overcoming disaster involves a combination of preparedness, response, and recovery effort including infrastructure improvement and community education can help minimize the impact of the disasters. Secondly, an effective response involves promote action from emergency services, humanitarian organizations, and communities to save lives, provide aid and stabilize an affected area. Finally, the recovery phase focuses on rebuilding infrastructure. Second, restoring livelihoods and enhancing resilience to future disasters through a long-term planning. Disaster migration. Disaster migration refers to the movement of people from one location to another as a result of disaster or serious disaster. This movement can occur both within a country or across the country. Disaster migration is a complex phenomenon influenced by various factors including the nature and severity of disaster, the vulnerability and resilience of affected population, and the variability of resources and support systems. Causes of disaster migration. These are the following: direct impact of disasters. The immediate threat posed by disasters such as flooding, earthquake, hurricane, and wildfire or tsunami. To seek safety, the urgency of the situation and the need to protect ourselves and one family can lead to rapid migration. The second cause is the destruction in infrastructure and housing. Disaster can cause extensive damage to infrastructure including roads, bridges, utility, and housing when essential services are disrupted and homes are destroyed or rendered uninhabitable. People may be forced to relocate temporarily or permanently to find shelter and access basic necessities. Environmental degradation. Long-term environment change such as desertification, deforestation, soil erosion, and sea level rise can undermine the sustainability of livelihoods and exacerbate resources scarcity, leading to forced migration. Climate-related disasters, including droughts, famine, and extreme weather events, can also trigger population movement as people see environmental hazards. Infrastructure failures. Catastrophic failures of infrastructure such as bridges collapse, damaged bridges, building collapses, or transportation accidents can result in mass casualties and displacement. These events often occur suddenly and with a little warning, causing widespread devastation and stating emergency evacuation and relocation efforts.
Everybody, my name is Jacques Muhile. I'm also a member of Group 8, which is talking about climate and disaster. And let's move on to the effect of disaster migration. Disaster migration can have environmental impact. The movement of people in response to the disaster can have environmental consequences, particularly if large number of people are displaced to already densely populated or environmental sensitive area. This can lead to the increase on pressure on natural resources, land degradation, and environmental other challenges, which is like environmental degradation and biodiversity exploitation. Disaster migration can also have social and physiological effect. So the displacement due to the disaster can have a lead to social and physiological effect on individual communities. So the displaced people may experience feeling of loss, grief, and the trauma as they are forced to live behind their homes. So if people go disaster, they are asked to go away from their homes in order to survive from the disaster. So that can cause the trauma of being forced of living behind their homes and adapting to the new environment. So they face that challenge of adapting to a new environment and integrating to the new community. The effect of disaster migration is displacement, which can cause immediate or long-term impact. So the disaster like hurricanes, earthquakes, or floods compel people to evacuate urgently for safety. So as I told you, when people got the disaster, they try to evacuate and try to find another place for their safety. So the severity of the damage often prevent them from recruiting home for the extension period or permanently. Consequently, a large number seek temporary shelters, strain resources and necessities, relocation to rebuild their life elsewhere. So when people migrate or displaced, they can displace permanently or they can find short-term shelter where they can live and then come back after the resolution of the disaster. So these are immediate or long-term impact of disaster migration on the displacement. Okay, now let's move on to the measures to overcome the disaster migration. So disaster migration, to overcome it, we have to do something which is crucial and essential. So like the first thing you have here is investing in disaster preparedness and risk reduction measures can help minimize the impact of disasters, thereby reducing the need for large-scale displacement. So the first thing you have to do is to be prepared first before the disaster happens. So we have to invest in disaster preparedness. The second thing is providing timely and effective humanitarian assistance to displaced population, including shelter, food, water, and health care. It's crucial for meeting immediate needs and ensuring the safety of well-being of affected individuals and communities. So here we know that people who got the disasters need some help, and there are many disasters we have nothing to do to stop them, like earthquakes. When you got an earthquake, there's nothing person can do to reduce it or to stop it. So only you have to do is to help people to escape or to survive from that disaster by providing food, water, and other basic needs. So additionally, supporting the recovery and the reconstruction of unaffected areas can facilitate the return of displaced population to their homes and the communities. It's well understandable We have to rebuild some infrastructures to help people to come back to their homes. Okay, now let's continue to the questions we can ask ourselves. I'm going to first read the questions and then provide some of answers of the question, and some of them are already talked about in this presentation. So the question 1 asked, what is climate? Question 2 asked, what is climate change? Question 3 asked, how does climate change affect my health? Question 4, what are the disasters? Question 5, list 3 causes of disasters. Question 6, what are some of challenges that people face during disasters and after disaster? Question 7, define disaster migration. Question 8, list cause and effect of disaster migration. Okay, well, here are some answers of that questions. The question 1 answer is, the climate is the short-term atmospheric condition lasting from hour to a day. Question 2 answer is, climate change refers to the long-term shift in temperature and weather patterns, time, and overall poor mental health. Question 3 answer, climate change poses various threats to human health by affecting the food we eat. It affects also water we drink, the air we breathe, and the place we live in. It can alter the frequency or intensity of health problems and create new or unanticipated health issues. Some existing health threats may worsen, such as respiratory, heart diseases, pest-related diseases like Lyme diseases and the West Nile virus. Water and food-related illness, injuries and death. Climate change has also been linked to increase in violent crimes and overall poor mental health. That was climate change effect. The question 4, the answer is, disaster is a serious problem that can cause significant harm to people, things, economy, or the environmental over an expected period. So that's all is some answers of the question about asked to ourselves. The conclusion, the connection between the climate and natural disaster is undeniable, which with scientific evidence points to an increased risk posed by a warming planet. By taking decisive action to mitigate climate change and adapt to its impact, society can be better for the disasters and safeguard life and childhood. So thank you for your attention. I hope that you learned something important from this presentation, and in the name of Group 8 members, may God continue to be with you. We love you. Ciao.